America, home of the free.
Hi, welcome.
Kids eat free, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Free is our favorite word. Like kids eat free. We get it. That's why at Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. That means you don't pay anything.
This place is fire.
Unless we win your case.
All right. Cool.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Take your time, hon.
Play the Kentucky Lottery online, anywhere, anytime.
I won! Yes!
More games, more chances to win. Anytime is playtime.
Nice purse.
Access to addiction treatment has changed. Trust me, I would know. I spent 13 years battling addiction. At Addiction Recovery Care, treatment on demand is here. This means your name isn't on some wait list, and you aren't sitting by the phone waiting for a call back. Contact our team today to learn more. Because trust me, finding recovery is possible.
It's the most natural thing for me to dance, but I was tripping and I was falling and didn't even know what multiple sclerosis was.
When I perform, I really love connecting with people. It's definitely cool to be able to give someone an experience through virtual reality.
Oh my God. I dream sometimes and I see that.
You're watching WYMT.
Coming up on First at 4, up to 8 inches of rain leads to devastating flash flooding across eastern Kentucky. Governor Beshear has declared a state of emergency. We'll take you to some of the hardest hit communities that we were able to reach today.
After a night of flash flood emergencies, things are somewhat calmer, at least for the moment. But we are not out of the woods yet, though. First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. Death and destruction. Some of the worst flash flooding in eastern Kentucky's history happened overnight. We've just confirmed the third death. One in Perry County, one in Knott County, and now one in Clay County. Officials fear that number will go up. And unfortunately, we could still see some more heavy rain. Well, now we'll show you some of the damage across the region in just a moment, but first let's begin our Severe Weather Alert Day coverage with WYMT's Brandon Robinson. Brandon.
Steve, much calmer today as in even 12 hours ago. We take a look at the satellite radar and we'll see again it's been an active first part of the day, but all that started to calm down as we got toward lunchtime this afternoon. So we're going to continue to watch that trend for a little while, but we're afraid more rain is going to try to build in later tonight. Taking a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar, some rain down into parts of East Tennessee, but that's about the only game in town right now. You see a lot of river flood warnings there, basically stretching from up into Lee County and over toward Heidelberg, all the way down into Letcher and Harlan counties. Flood watch continues until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. I-75 Mount Vernon, still a little bit of overcast over there, a little bit of sunshine. US 119, US 23 at Pikeville. Some sensors coming back online, warmer in the western counties like it was yesterday. Very humid out there as well, as we see dew points in the 70s in most locations. Keep that WYMT weather app handy again. We hope you don't have to have it, but we're tracking the possibility for some more heavy rain and some showers and storms as we head deeper into the night. Steve?
Brandon, thank you. We've tried to send reporters today to some of the hardest hit areas. Earlier, WYMT's Alyssa Williams was heading to Owsley County to cover flooding there, but she simply could not make it as several main roadways were still underwater in Perry and Breathitt counties. So here's a look at what she found.
Travel is limited for folks as many roadways, including Highway 28 in Perry County and Highway 15 through Breathitt County, are completely submerged.
I'll tell you, sometimes it makes me feel like I want to leave.
First responders predict it could take hours for the water on these roadways to subside.
This is beyond anything that we've ever experienced, and it's beyond the scale of anything that I've ever been involved with in my 24 years with Fish and Wildlife.
First responders are redirecting people and advising them to avoid travel unless it is an emergency.
The roads are bad. There's a lot of debris everywhere. Travel is almost impossible unless you're in emergency vehicles. And if you are in a safe place, just stay there and check on neighbors and pray for the community.
Reminding everyone to steer clear of waterways and to remain hopeful on even the dreariest of days. Alyssa Williams, WYMT, Mountain News.
First responders are telling everyone to stay patient and look out for one another during this time. And as always, if you see water covering a roadway, you should turn around. There is devastation in Letcher County. Search and rescue teams from across the region are working to find people trapped by the high water. Parts of the county are unreachable due to the amount of flooding, and residents are struggling just to process what has happened. Letcher County native Kevin Breeding says he has lived in Isom, where this video is from, for more than 50 years and has never seen a flood like this.
It's just, like I said, there's no words. It's just hard to imagine. There's nothing really that you can do, but, we're just glad that we got out.
Now, we were unable to get to Whitesburg today, but the North Fork of the Kentucky River is at a record level there. Jenkins is underwater. Whitesburg is underwater. Just a lot of devastation in Letcher County. And Governor Andy Beshear said today that anyone in the area missing loved ones should not call 911, but call your local Kentucky State Police post. And the one that covers Letcher County is Hazard. That number is 606-435-6069. Well, let's check out the numbers on Wall Street now on this Thursday. The Dow closes up today more than 329 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. Well, a relief fund is just getting underway to help flooding victims in our region. Governor Beshear announced a Team Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund during one of his news conferences earlier today. He said the relief fund website was expected to go live at 4, so right about now. And he also mentioned a few ways that you can help.
The things that we're going to need if people want to start collecting them in their groups. The 1 and 2 things we're going to need are water and cleaning supplies. We've already got a lot of water ordered going out there, but people are going to need more as their systems are going to be shut down. So if people on the goods side today want to start helping, start gathering.
Governor Beshear said you can also donate money on the Team Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund website. We've got that link, if it is live now, at the bottom of your screen. We also have the information posted on WYMT.com. By the way, we have all kinds of pertinent information about the flooding on our website, including a list of shelters that have been set up across the region. Straight ahead, we'll have more flooding coverage. We'll check on an area in Perry County hit hard. Also, heading back to school is costing parents more this year as school supply price tags increase.
And we're seeing a bit of a break in the action, but as we know, things can change quickly. I'll have the latest forecast in just a few minutes.
Summer has arrived, and Appalachian Wireless has a great sale on the world's hottest smartphone. From now till the end of the month, you can get the amazing iPhone 13 for more than half off. iPhone 13 on Appalachian Wireless can be your new superpower with the most advanced dual camera system ever on iPhone. And it's available on the region's best network because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. 128 gigabyte model only. Agreement required.
Seniors are overpaying for life insurance, sometimes more than twice the monthly rate of what they could be paying. If you've bought a guaranteed acceptance plan, please pay close attention. A 60-year-old male pays almost $90 a month for less than $11,000 in coverage with a guaranteed acceptance plan. But Senior Life Insurance Company qualified him for $11,000 in whole life protection for less than $48 a month. That cut his monthly life insurance rate in half and saved him over $500 a year. A 75-year-old female could save over $50 a month for more coverage by switching to Senior Life. That's a savings of over $600 a year. Call Senior Life now to compare your current policy and see how we could save you hundreds of dollars a year on your life insurance. We might even be able to help you get money back on your current overpriced policy. Stop overpaying for your life insurance. Call Senior Life Insurance Company now for your free quote.
Hello, I'm Bob Hutchison. At Hutch Chevy, we're more than just a dealership. We're made up of good men and women who work hard to make sure our friends and neighbors find the vehicle they want and get a price and payment that fits their budget. We're also the same people that stand by the deal and follow up with the best service. We're a part of the community and proud to be in Eastern Kentucky. We would be honored for you to join our Hutch family with the purchase of your next vehicle.
Where to go and what to do in Huntsville, Alabama. Personalized just for you. Find your sweet spots at alabama.travel/sweet spot.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with the click of a button at timshortautogroup.com. Visit us online and join the thousands of customers that took the short drive to satisfaction today.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
Well, this may be the roughest 24 hours we've had since the March 2nd, 2012 tornado outbreak.
I completely agree with that.
In Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's been really tough.
Yep, exactly. And I was actually thinking about it. I think this is the second biggest natural disaster that I've worked in my career here. And a lot of thoughts and prayers going out to our neighbors tonight, because there's a lot of folks still don't have power. There's still a lot of folks that are unreachable. We were talking about that in the break there just a second, and hopefully we start to see some power restoration, which gets the cell phones back online and communication lines back open. So, again, I think that's what a lot of people are worried about, because they think the worst when they can't get in touch with people.
Yeah, and this reminds me of what happened last week in Buchanan County when there were initial reports of like 40 people unaccounted for, but there ended up being none.
They just couldn't get in touch with them.
Yeah,
that was the big problem, was communication.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll start to see a little bit calmer weather, but we're not quite out of the woods just yet. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar, and we are tracking some rain similar to yesterday. It's kind of down to the south, so we'll continue to watch that. It's in East Tennessee and Claiborne and Campbell counties right now, and a little bit over into parts of southwest Virginia. But for the most part, the big thing here is the river flood warnings. And we were talking about during our special report earlier how the Kentucky River at Whitesburg, the North Fork over there, shattered actually the record that was set back in the 57 floods. They got hammered over that way. But you come all the way up toward Jackson, some heavy rain up that way, Lee County, Heidelberg there, Ravenna and Estill County, and then down all the way through parts of Owsley County, seeing, again, some flood warnings out there. So a lot of river flood warnings continue, a lot of green still on this map, and some of these are just basically for counties. So again, the highlighted ones are for the rivers. They're going through Friday, different times there, Friday night, Friday morning. So again, that's when they're expected to crest there. Look at this, 11.41 inches at midnight last night at the Weather Service office. Now, yesterday was the highest total ever of rain at NWS Jackson in a 24-hour period, 4.11 inches there, and that put them above, almost off the scale there at 11.41. And for the year, our surplus continues to grow, almost 40.5 inches when we should be just over 13 inches. Winters yesterday, I don't know if I call them winners, actually, but big totals out there for some folks. Last 48 hours on Kentucky Mesonet, almost 9 inches of rain at Jackson there in Breathitt County, Dorton and Pike County, more than 6, close to 7, Owsley County, over there toward Booneville, close to a 5.5 there, Paintsville at 4 and almost 5, and then you see Morgan County at a little more than 4. So let's take a look at some of our cameras real quick. London Corbin Airport, plane on the runway, but clouds in the sky. We've been seeing kind of an overcast day today. Our parking lot outside WYMT full because we had to move our news cars into the front of the building today. I-64 near Moorhead, a little bit of cloud cover, but some sunshine trying to peek through up that way, and 75 at Corbin. Traffic moving along pretty well. Temperatures 70s and 80s out there. Warmer spots back out toward Lake Cumberland, 86 in Somerset and Monticello. There is that pesky front. It will not move. It's continuing to stall out there to our north, but watch what's happening. Same thing that happened yesterday, and I really hope we don't have a repeat. It's trying to push south. Again, it all depends on how far south it pushes. Future View trying to show more rain, kind of more south tonight, so it may push a little further south than it did last night. Then we'll taper off around 11 o'clock. Let's hope this is the case instead of what happened to us last night. As we go into tomorrow morning, dry to start, more chances for stray showers as we go throughout the day, stray to scattered chances for rain. Temperatures a little cooler as the front passes by, so we're going to keep an eye on that for you. And again, tonight we're still under that moderate risk of severe or excessive rainfall, and we could still see several inches of rain before it's all said and done. 7-day forecast for the weekend is always in view. Cooler for the next few days, and we're going to continue to see the heat build in next week. Steve?
Brandon, thank you. Major damage was done to an eastern Kentucky Okay, we don't have that story yet, so we'll go on to, tell you what, let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Have a news tip? Then call the WYMT News Tip line.
I've always known the risks that come with a Starfleet uniform. I'm to die in one. I'd like my death to count for something.
These are the voyages of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
American Home Shield is a home service plan provider that helps cover the costs when parts of your home systems and appliances wear out. It can help relieve the stress and anxiety of unexpected breakdowns. If a contractor determines the covered item is not repairable, American Home Shield will replace it. I am a proud American Home Shield member, and that's why I always recommend it to my clients. Now, it's your turn.
For a free quote, visit ahs.com.
It's all in our hands, this life of time that's given to us all. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands.
Experienced heart specialists and subspecialists collaborating for the benefit of your care. Top 10% national hospital rankings for patient safety in heart attack and heart failure treatment. The technology and skill to perform extraordinary complex, minimally invasive cardiac, electrophysiology, interventional, and structural heart surgeries. This is the Heart and Vascular Institute at Pikeville Medical Center.
It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands.
When it comes to your heart, place your care in our hands.
It is all in our hands.
No one should face breast cancer alone. I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. Learn more at nbcf.org/hope.
Do my best to be the best.
Monk.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
August is right around the corner, and that means millions of children will start returning to classrooms. This comes as COVID-19 cases are rising nationwide, fueled by the BA.5 subvariant. And new research shows many of these students are still not fully vaccinated against the virus. John Lawrence reports.
School is back in session in Newington, Connecticut, where students and teachers were greeted with signs saying facial coverings are necessary for most of the day.
Coming back, it's going to be great to see them and their smiling faces, well, when we take mask breaks, but just to get to learn with them instead of being through a computer face-to-face.
According to a new CNN analysis, less than 50% of children and teenagers are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, with only about 10% getting booster shots. That's a trend the Biden administration would like to change.
Every person aged 5 and over should get a booster shot.
But a survey released Tuesday by KFF shows 37% of parents with children between 5 and 11 years old say they will not get their kids vaccinated. 28% of those with 12 to 17-year-olds say the same. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization is calling on people of all ages to roll up their sleeves.
If significant numbers of health workers, older people, and other at-risk groups remain unvaccinated, this will continue, health systems will remain under pressure, and the global recovery will be at risk. This is not theoretical. This is real.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Angeles County, which has a high COVID-19 community level spread, is expected to announce a decision soon on whether to enact a universal indoor masking mandate. If you haven't checked it out yet, your back-to-school list is more expensive this year. Nakai Taylor shows us how the rising prices will impact parents and educators and how one group is helping.
The National Retail Federation says families are expected to spend 40% more on school supplies this year, almost $170 per child. Even simple items are going to be more expensive, though prices vary from store to store. A book bag at Walmart costs between $15 to $30, but at Target you could pay up to $60. And not only are parents footing the bill for supplies, educators are also forking out extra cash to prepare for their students this upcoming school year.
I would definitely say you can see the prices have been going up on some of those materials that we would consider essential for the classrooms. It is hard to see because a lot of supplies in the classroom come out of our own pockets.
Nearly a year ago, a Facebook group called Clear the List was started as a resource for the community to donate supplies to educators. And so far, they have more than 10,000 members.
We all know teachers. We all know an educator of some kind, and we know that they're struggling.
The educators say during these trying financial times, the donations have been a big help.
Just those extra things that will help make our teaching and the learning for students a little bit more special.
In Fargo, Nisha Taylor, Valley News Live.
Clear the List has reached nearly all 50 states as well as Canada. The U.S. economy is shrinking. The Bureau of Economic Analysis released its second quarter report. It said gross domestic product, a wide-ranging measure of economic activity, fell by 0.9% from April through June. That's the second decline in a row. While not official, 2 consecutive quarters of negative numbers is a well-known signal of a recession. And the report could reinforce worries by some economists that the U.S. is already in a recession. Consuming large amounts of soft drinks, chips, and cookies could increase the risk of dementia. A new study published in the journal Neurology suggests processed foods with additives and molecules from packaging or those produced during heating could have a negative impact on thinking and memory skills. Researchers say the study does not prove that ultra-processed foods cause dementia. It only shows an association. Vitamin D is widely prescribed for bone health, but a new study shows the supplements do not reduce fractures in generally healthy men and women. Researchers at Brigham and Women's Hospital say the findings do not apply to adults with vitamin D deficiency, low bone mass, or osteoporosis. The results of a new study may encourage some of us to go above and beyond when it comes to regular exercise. Researchers find people who exercise more than the typical recommendation for physical activity have the lowest risk of death. CBS's Dr. Malika Marshall has more.
We know getting regular physical activity can lower a person's risk of cardiovascular disease and dying early. Now a new study in the journal Circulation finds adults who get more than the recommended amount of daily exercise each week have the lowest risk of death. Under current guidelines, adults should get at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity or some combination of both each week. The new study looked at data and medical records of more than 100,000 people over 30 years. Adults who engaged in double the recommended amount of either moderate or vigorous physical activity had the lowest long-term risk of death. In the study, walking, lower intensity exercise, weightlifting, and calisthenics were considered moderate activity, while jogging, running, swimming, biking, and other aerobic exercises were considered vigorous. The National Institutes of Health funded the study. I'm Dr. Malika Marshall, CBS News, Boston.
Researchers found no harmful cardiovascular health effects among adults who perform more than 4 times the recommended minimum activity levels. They say this finding may reduce concerns of previous studies about possible harms in engaging in high levels of physical activity. Daniel Radcliffe trades his Harry Potter glasses for some much larger ones for his upcoming movie role. Rick Damigella has that story and more in the Hollywood Minute.
Hope you guys are ready for this.
It's time to get weird. Roku has revealed the release date for Weird, the Al Yankovic story starring Daniel Radcliffe as the bespectacled accordion player. The biopic debuts on the Roku channel November 4th.
I want to tell you a story. It's a story you may think you know, but you don't.
Netflix has released a preview of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. The stop-motion animated film stars the voices of Ewan McGregor, Gregory Mann, David Bradley, and Tilda Swinton. The film will play in select theaters in November before streaming on Netflix in December. Pair of milestones for Rick Astley. The pop singer's hit Never Gonna Give You Up celebrates its 35th anniversary this week and has achieved 5 times platinum status according to the RIAA. Rickrolling you in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
One of the great songs of the 80s. In Australia, the largest pink diamond found in 300 years is unearthed. We'll have that in our viral video.
You're watching WYMT.
Welcome back once again to downtown Pikeville on Our Mountain Family, joined by Jill Fraley-Dotson, who's Executive Director of Economic Development here. And Jill, we're on 2nd Street, and Pikeville is just a destination that folks have to come check out.
You really do. Not only do we have great shopping and dining opportunities, but we want to encourage people to come in and stay the entire week or weekend with your family. Obviously, you can check out the anchor of our 2nd Street area, which is the Appalachian Center for the Arts. Lots of wonderful opportunities for families to come and take in a show. Children as well, many opportunities for them to participate in camps and plays during the summer. But then also, you know, our big attraction is the arena, the Appalachian Wireless Arena. Lots of different shows coming up. Don't forget about Poison this summer, Paw Patrol, Foreigner coming up, and then of course we'll add in shows periodically. But also our park system, you know, a lot of people are getting out to do hiking, boating. The Pikeville Pond will have paddle boats on there that you can get out for your entire family. If you've never tried that, it's a lot of fun. But also just get out and enjoy time with your family and make Pikeville that place that you do that.
So Pikeville has put some money behind this, and basically they've revitalized. You have tourism all around you, whether it's just in Pikeville, but you can branch out while you're here. Still stay in town, enjoy the dining, the shopping, and all that stuff. And Jill, if they want to find out more about the app, they can go to the apparts.org. For the arena, they can go to AppalachianWirelessArena.com. And for the whole shooting match, you can go to visitpikeville.com, and there's a brochure there even.
Absolutely.
So, folks, we want you to make Pikeville a destination in your near future.
Some trials go beyond the courtroom. In the heat of conflict, justice stands for the attorneys of the Judge Advocate General.
Semper Fi, man.
Semper Fi.
JAG.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
And when I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Do my best to be the best.
Monk.
Now to our viral video. An Australian mining company says they may have unearthed the largest pink diamond found in 300 years. This rare gemstone measures a whopping 170 carats. Only 1 in 10,000 diamonds found are colored, and 1 in every 100 diamonds is greater than 10.8 carats in size, according to the company. The rose-tinted rarity is heading for the auction block, where it will likely fetch a pretty penny. We'll be right back with more First at 4 and more flooding coverage. Flash floods submerged parts of Pike County. Community leaders talk about the destruction. And at least one person is dead in Perry County after waters rose quickly overnight. We will continue our team coverage of the flash flooding disaster.
And many folks are still cleaning up after that flooding, but more could still be on the way by tomorrow night. I'll have the details as First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Well, the last thing we need is more rain, but that's exactly what we could get. Now, before we talk about the flooding damage, let's get an update on the ongoing flood threat from WYMT's Brandon Robinson. And Brandon, thank goodness it's been quiet for much of the day.
Yes, sir, Steve, and we hope that stays that way, but we know, based on what we've seen the last couple of days, it probably will not. So be on guard. Make sure that you're keeping weather aware, and make sure you've got that app or weather radio handy to make sure that you're getting those alerts as they're issued. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar. Down to our south. Pinpoint Doppler radar, and we'll again kind of show you what's going on there as we go through. But right now the rain is in the southern counties, back down toward Claiborne and Campbell counties in East Tennessee. We look at some of those temperatures out there this afternoon. I'll kind of scoot this way just a little bit so you can see them. So again, we've got some temperatures out there in the 70s and 80s as we head through the afternoon hours here for today. Across the state and region there we go. 88 a forecast high in Paducah, same thing, or forecast right now in Owensboro, 91 in Nashville. So a lot of heat to our west, 90 in Louisville, but still some cooler temperatures here, 83 Jackson, Charleston, 74 in the Tri-Cities. Your day planner for the rest of the evening, we're going to start to cool off. Now, will that rain be the thing that does that for us, or will it be something else? We'll keep an eye on it, keep you posted as we head deeper into the evening. Steve?
Brandon, thank you. Now let's take a look at some of the terrible damage that we've seen across eastern Kentucky today. First to Knott County. A person is confirmed to have died there, and several others are still unaccounted for. Rescue efforts are still underway after continuing through the night. In Hindman, entire homes were swept off their foundation and pushed downstream. Multiple water lines have burst in Hindman. The city government is suffering major losses, and restoration efforts have been hindered by the flood.
This is our city lot. We have our excavators, our trucks, backhoes, graders, lawnmowers, and in the bottom basement here of this building here is our water sewer department. And it appears that everything here has been destroyed.
Downtown Hindman, as you can see, also saw devastating damage. Floodwaters knocked out windows and washed out many businesses entirely. Certainly just sad to see that in several downtowns this afternoon. First responders in Floyd County are braving the swift floodwaters and continue to rescue folks stranded in their homes. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the Garrett area, where several rescues have already been made by local fire departments and rescue squads with the help of some local Good Samaritans.
Flash floods have devastated much of Floyd County early Thursday morning, especially in the Wayland, Garrett, and Maytown areas, where rescues continue to be made.
And then the Wright Beaver started. Wayland, Edge of Daylight, down to Garrett now. Numerous rescues have been underway, and some have already been obviously successful.
By local first responders, with assistance by residents throughout the area.
Boats in the water by the fire departments and rescue squads, and a lot of just Good Samaritans are bringing us boats to use and jet skis in the water. So we're using about all resources that we have to make these rescues, and so far a lot of them are being made, but we've got a lot more to make.
One Garrett resident, Frank Wright, lost his home and most of his belongings.
I said it's time to go, so I shut what electric I could off, run in the house and grabbed what I could. I left with 2 shirts, 1 pair of shorts, and 2 pair of boots, 1 pair of socks.
Despite the loss, he is focused on helping others and remaining positive.
Now I've done lost everything I got, so I'm out trying to help other people just save lives, you know.
An entire community coming together when folks need it most.
I came anyway, all right?
As Jordan Mullins reporting, Wright added that 2 of his own family members were stranded in their home in the Maytown area, but were rescued and transported to receive medical care. Wright added that 1 of the 2 who were rescued were admitted to the hospital. The other was treated and released. Now, if you are in Floyd County and you need help, you can text Sheriff Hunt at 606-594-3377. You can text Floyd County Dispatch at 606-515-1946 or message the Floyd County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Sheriff Hunt says most phone lines are down in highly impacted areas such as Garrett. Phone lines have been a big issue today in many counties where folks, in some cases from outside eastern Kentucky, have not been able to get in touch with their loved ones. That doesn't mean anything bad has happened. They've just not been able to make contact. Well, in Perry County, the story is very similar. This afternoon, people are waiting for the water to recede so the cleanup can begin. Water, rocks, and other debris litter the city streets in Hazard. Across the county, mudslides covered roads. Portions of some roads gave way, leaving massive gaps and leaving drivers with dead ends. County officials say repairs will take time as they assess the damage.
It's hard to make a lot of progress today because you're gathering up supplies, you're gathering up pipe. We probably got 100+ pipe out. We probably got 10+ bridges out.
For those needing a place to stay, the Presbyterian Church in downtown Hazard is open as a shelter. And I might mention, too, we're keeping a close eye on the North Fork of the Kentucky River in Hazard. It is now above flood stage, expected to crest later tonight around 27 feet. We'll see if it gets that high. It may not. Well, now let's go a little farther west. Clay County has been hit hard by the recent flooding. In Oneida, The Director of Emergency Management, David Watson, says while they have received several calls of people trapped in their homes in the area, roads and bridges are impassable. Watson says it took their team 4 hours to drive just 8 miles trying to get to Oneida.
The piece I think that's most disturbing is most of our residents in the Oneida area in northern Clay County are just now getting their homes back, just now getting their homes fixed to where they're livable from the flood 2 years ago in March. As I drove back through there this morning and just seen the devastation that this water had created on those same homeowners, and it's going to go through the same process again, it's just very saddening.
Watson says the county is going to rely heavily on donations to help get them back to normal, and we have confirmed 1 death in Clay County this afternoon. There is also at least 1 death in Perry County and 1 death in Knott County. Coming up on First at 4, stocks on Wall Street rallied after the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates again in hopes of bringing down inflation.
Rain chances have died out for now, but we are bracing for more in the next 48 hours. I'll have the latest in just a few minutes.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
Get in the circle.
A new network celebrating country music invites you into the circle, where you'll get insider access to all that country has to offer.
There's some magic in here. It doesn't get any better than this.
We are artist-driven and fan-focused. Country plays here.
Join me in the circle.
Contact your local cable company to get in the circle.
Monk is going to clean up San Francisco.
Polish the bullets.
Yeah, you don't want to shoot anybody with a dirty bullet.
Monk.
Your personal information gets exposed so often, it might as well be hanging in a museum. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. No wonder there's a new victim every 3 seconds.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name. Felt really devastating, frightened, because I had no control.
And the ways identity thieves can steal and use your information are constantly evolving.
Someone used my information to open up bank accounts in my name. It was terrifying, not knowing what was out there and what had been opened.
Watching your accounts or monitoring your credit may not be enough, but protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock, a leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock monitors threats to your identity, and if an issue is detected, sends you an alert.
It was a big yes or a big no button. I clicked "That's not me," and LifeLock took it from there.
If you are a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it.
If something happens, you have somebody fighting for you. I don't know what I would have done without my restoration specialist.
And you'll be covered by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds, personal expenses, and coverage for lawyers and experts if needed.
With the $1 Million Protection Package, I know LifeLock has me covered.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity, but now it's easy to help protect yourself.
I realize identity theft can happen to anybody, so that's why I signed up for LifeLock.
Join the millions of people already protected by LifeLock, and for a limited time, save 25% with promo code 25TV. LifeLock. Identity theft protection starts here. Call 1-800-483-5529 or go to lifelock.com/25TV and use promo code 25TV to save 25% on your first year of identity theft protection. Enroll now.
You're watching WYMT.
forecast starting to pick up just a little bit with some rain chances out there. They're starting to fire again as we head back out toward I-75. Let's take a look, and we're continuing to watch a couple of cells get their act together out there, basically around the London area, about south of London there, southwest of London. I'm going to point them out to you because it's kind of small to look at, but it's right here. That's a little bit of cell trying to get its act together, and all this eventually can move to the east. So we're going to continue to watch that like we did last night, and we'll be on the air with any updates as we need to be. Lots of lots of flood warnings. Now, there were flash flood warnings earlier today. Look at all these reports. I'm not going to click on any of these, but just look at the amount of reports that we've had, and they were all clustered in areas that had flash flood emergencies this morning. Those expired about 9:30, so it was basically started around 1:30, and then went all the way into the morning hours. That's how long that rain just kind of set over those areas there. Don't forget that flood watch continues until 10 o'clock tomorrow night for our entire region. They've added East Tennessee because they're concerned that this band of rain tonight will push a little further south and clip some of those southeast Kentucky and East Tennessee counties. So again, we're going to keep a close eye on that as we head deeper into the future. Pikeville Medical Center camera, a little bit of blue skies and sunshine over that way today. We were watching earlier, just kind of a little bit of levity there. Our wasp friend was back, but he's now gone for a minute. As soon as we get off the camera, he'll probably come back and float in front of it. But anyway, Buffalo Mountain up in here in Perry County where our transmitter is. Blue skies trying to peek through there as well. And temperatures, more sensors coming back online, but Hazard, Pikeville, and Clintwood still without power right now. And again, I just re-up those power outage numbers. More than 23,000 without power in eastern Kentucky alone, and a majority of those with Kentucky Power. So again, a lot of power outages still ongoing. I know in Letcher County is the most, more than 7,100 people without power. That's a lot of customers over there in Letcher County. As we go through into the rest of the night, we're going to see those showers and storms potentially. Now, models have been basically useless at this point. So we're, as we said yesterday, nowcasting. That's what happened to us last night. No model showed any of that. So again, we're just kind of figuring this out as we go. But based on radar, it looks like it's going to start picking up again as we head deeper into the nighttime hours. Will it hold all the way through the night? Let's hope not, because any rain on top of what we've already had is just going to lead to more problems. Already saturated ground doesn't help. By 9 o'clock in the morning, a few scattered showers will continue to move through. But the good news is tomorrow, the front actually tries to push out. That's going to keep us a little bit cooler. And then as we get deeper into the day, deeper into the night, going into early Saturday, should start to dry out. The skies may even clear the northern counties there by Saturday morning. So today, still a moderate risk, 3 out of 4 for excessive rainfall. That's basically a heightened risk of flash flooding, and we expect that again because of that flood watch and what happened to us last night there. And again, the moderate risk is scaled back a little bit for Friday, but you still see a slight risk, which is a 2 out of 4 for most of the region. So remember, do not drive through floodwater. There is no reason that you can give me to drive through it. I'm telling you, it is never worth it. We've had so many water rescues, not only from cars, but people trapped in their houses. It just takes 6 inches of fast-moving water to knock you down and carry you away, 12 inches for a car. And I know people are out there, I drive a big truck. I don't worry about it. I'm 6 inches off the ground. It doesn't matter, because even 18 to 24 inches of fast-moving water will knock that truck right out of the way now. So again, not only the flooding threat, we could still see some stronger storms the next couple of days as well. 7-day forecast for the weekend's always in view. Temperatures start to soar next week. We get a bit of a break in those temperatures, but the rain chances return as we head deeper into the weekend. Steve?
Brandon, thank you. Now to our Money Watch report. The Dow closes up more than 329 points. The NASDAQ gained more than 116 today. Well, the Federal Reserve raised its key interest rates by 0.75 percentage point. Yesterday's rate hike, along with last month's, marks the Fed's most aggressive effort to bring inflation under control in more than 3 decades. Higher rates increase the cost of loans to consumers and businesses alike, raising concerns the Fed's rate-taming efforts could spark a recession. After a months-long bidding war, JetBlue Airways announced today it will purchase Spirit Airlines. This comes after Spirit and Frontier Airlines announced yesterday they gave up on their merger proposal. Spirit's board supported joining with Frontier, but shareholders were expected to reject it, preferring a richer offer from JetBlue. The JetBlue-Spirit combo would create the nation's 5th largest airline. Nestle says it hiked its prices by 6.5% in the first half of 2022 as it grapples with what it calls an unprecedented rise in costs. The world's largest food company says it raised its prices the most in North America with a 9.8% increase. That was followed by Latin America with a 9.4% increase. Nestle says rising costs for commodities, packaging, freight, and energy weighed on its operating profit margin. Despite higher prices, the company grew its organic sales by more than 8% during the period. And Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, reported its first ever decline in quarterly revenue since going public. A lower ad spending, a cooling economy, and increasing competition took a toll on Meta's sales. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the company is slowing its pace of investments and plans to steadily reduce employee growth. Debate over whether the U.S. is in a recession will heat up after the government announced the second straight quarter of economic contraction. CBS's Deborah Alfarone has more on that from the White House.
Government figures show the U.S. economy continues to slide. The Bureau of Economic Analysis says the gross domestic product fell 0.9% during the second quarter from April through June. This marks the second straight quarter the economy has contracted, falling 1.6% at the start of the year.
We know that many families are worried about the state of the economy and the cost of living.
2 straight quarters of negative GDP would typically signal a recession, but the White House insists that's not the case, pointing to the strong job market.
A recession being labeled as such is almost irrelevant. Either you've got a job or you don't, and you can afford these high prices, or you can't.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell warned that some people could end up losing their jobs in the future as the Fed fights back against rising inflation.
This process is likely to involve a period of below-trend economic growth and some softening in labor market conditions.
The Fed announced Wednesday it's raising interest rates by 0.75 percentage point in order to try to bring down inflation.
Higher prices, ones that we have not seen in decades, are going to be with us probably at least for 6, maybe 9 months. It will feel better, but it's not going to feel good.
Higher rates will make it more expensive to pay down credit card debt and raise the cost of an auto loan, adjustable rate mortgages, and small business loans. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
Today's GDP report is based on incomplete data and is considered an initial estimate. The number can be revised up or down later when the Bureau releases a second estimate on August 25th. We'll be right back.
Today, women with nighttime urinary incontinence don't have to wake up wet. Introducing the PureWick system, an innovative breakthrough system for managing female urinary incontinence at night.
Morning, Mom. Good morning. How did you sleep? Better, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay.
The PureWick system works outside the body to draw urine away, helping to keep skin dry and control odor. The PureWick system is a non-invasive option for management of moderate to severe urinary incontinence, helping to reduce the need for multiple changes at night or trips to the bathroom. Now, staying dry can be one less thing to lose sleep over.
Simply call 800-208-1498 to order now and find out why 9 out of 10 caregivers and users would recommend the PureWick system. For more information and to order, call 800-208-1498. That's 800-208-1498.
Are you over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days? I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. Call now for this free book on maximizing your income in retirement. Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers from leading financial firm J.D. Mellberg. That's right, free. This book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known truths we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity, and it's free. Call 800-474-0194. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched numerous products and summarized rates and benefits of annuities, all from Silac Insurance Company. Call 800-474-0194. That's 800-474-0194. Call now.
Some trials go beyond the courtroom. In the heat of conflict, justice stands for the attorneys of the Judge Advocate General.
Semper Fi, man.
Semper Fi.
JAG.
You're watching WYMT.
I gave thanks with tickets to a concert.
Looking for a unique way to show your gratitude for our nation's veterans and service members? One that will immediately and directly impact their lives? Give your extra tickets to VetTix. How will you give thanks? VetTix. Give something to those who gave. For more information on how you can make a difference, go to vettix.org.
Some trials go beyond the courtroom. In the heat of conflict, justice stands for the attorneys of the Judge Advocate General.
Semper Fi, man.
Semper Fi.
JAG.
If a crime's committed in San Francisco, get ready to meet the SFPD's very own.
Well, this would be Nash Bridges.
Have a news tip? Then call the WYMT News Tip line.
Here's a look at what we're working on for Mountain News beginning at 5:30. We'll, of course, continue our coverage of the devastating flash flooding in eastern Kentucky, including how it has impacted the small community of Buckhorn. We have received incredible video of the destruction, including this drone video out of Knott County. Just an incredible look at how high the water got there near Hindman. Plus, the latest on the possibility of more rain as a flood watch continues. We hope you'll join us again beginning at 5:30.
Well, the forecast as we head toward the weekend, finally drying out, especially on Saturday. But the rain chances are right back into play as we wrap up July on Sunday.
You know the signs of stroke? It's Be Fast. Balance, eyes, face, arms, speech, and time. If you see these signs, call 911 and get to the nearest ER. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Years now, Ford F-Series has had the #1 position locked up. And during the summer sales event at your local Ford dealer, you can lock down a great deal thanks to this limited time offer. When you pre-order a 2023 F-150 at your local Ford store, you can lock in 2.9% financing for 60 months. So no matter what interest rates do, you're locked in. For the best deals on America's best-selling trucks, visit your local Ford store today, where there's always more in store.
Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives. They're coated with granite stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on Earth. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro. The Easy Grip rubberized handles deliver incredible control and accuracy to chop salads in seconds and cut frozen solid meat with ease and get razor-thin slices every time. The non-stick surface means food slides right off and they're dishwasher safe. Plus, they'll stay razor sharp guaranteed. A complete set of chef knives can cost you hundreds, but today you can get this professional 6-piece set of NutriBlades for just $29.95. Order right now and we'll even ship them to you free. Now get your own NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone. The last knives you'll ever buy.
Call 1-800-970-3093 or go to buyNutriBlade.com.
Do you know the signs of stroke? It's be fast. Balance, eyes, face, arms, speech, and time. If you see these signs, call 911 and get to the nearest ER. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Make way for Texas Ranger Trevette, Walker Texas Ranger.